My daughter's science teacher told her class that dinosaurs never existed. What I did next made the school board call an emergency meeting. When my 10-year-old daughter Emma came home in tears, clutching her science test marked with a bright red F, I knew something was seriously wrong. Emma loves science. Her bedroom is decorated with solar system models and dinosaur posters, and she's been saving her allowance for a real fossil collection. Dad, Miss Peterson says I failed because dinosaurs aren't real, she sobbed, handing me her test. She says they're a conspiracy by scientists. I stared at the test question. Real, why dinosaur fossils cannot be used as evidence of evolution. Emma had written a detailed paragraph about paleontology, carbon dating, and fossil records, parent information we'd researched together for her science fair project last year. Miss Peterson had crossed it out entirely and written, dinosaur fossils were either planted by scientists pushing an evolution agenda or are misidentified elephant and rhinoceros bones. -20 points. I was speechless. Emma attends a public school in a district we specifically chose for its strong spawn program. This wasn't a religious school where certain scientific theories might be questioned. This was a taxpayer-funded education system. Honey, you are absolutely right about dinosaurs, I assured her. I'll speak with your teacher tomorrow. That night, I emailed Miss Peterson requesting a meeting. I also photographed the test and sent a polite inquiry to the principal asking about the school's science curriculum standards. As a software engineer with no formal teaching background, I wanted to approach this respectfully. Miss Peterson responded immediately, inviting me to meet after school the next day. The principal didn't reply. When I arrived at the classroom, Miss Peterson Pern, a young teacher in her second year, greeted me warmly. Her classroom walls were covered with beautiful nature posters, but I noticed something odd. In a timeline of Earth's history, nothing appeared before 10,000 years ago. Mr. Martinez, thank you for coming, she began. I understand you are concerned about Emma's test. Yes, I replied, showing her the dinosaur question. Emma's answer is scientifically accurate. Dinosaurs existed millions of years ago. Panda, that's established scientific fact. Miss Peterson smiled patiently. Well, that's one theory, but there are alternative perspectives. I believe in teaching students to question established narratives. Questioning is wonderful, I agreed, but presenting personal beliefs as scientific fact isn't appropriate in a science classroom. Her expression hardened. I have a master's degree in education, Mr. Martinez. I think I understand how to teach science, and I respect that, I said, but dinosaurs aren't a matter of opinion. Would you teach students that gravity is just a theory they can choose to disbelieve? The conversation deteriorated from there. Miss Peterson insisted she was teaching both sides and that many scientists questioned dinosaurs' existence. When I asked which peer-reviewed scientific journal supported this view, she suggested I was being closed-minded that evening. I did something I'd never done before. I created a PowerPoint presentation. I compiled evidence of dinosaur existence, photos from museum collections worldwide, explanations of dating methods, quotes from leading paleontologists, and a map showing major fossil discovery sites across 6 continents. I included links to virtual museum tours and reputable scientific resources for children. I also gathered our district science curriculum standards and highlighted the sections on teaching evidence. Finally, I added sparent of Emma's test and Miss Peterson's comments. I sent this presentation to the principal, superintendent, and every school board member with a respectful but firm message. I'm not requesting that Miss Peterson change her personal beliefs. I'm insisting that science class teach actual science. The response was immediate. The superintendent called me personally the next morning, apologizing profusely. An emergency school board meeting was called for the following evening. I didn't want to get anyone fired. I just wanted my daughter to learn accurate science. So before the meeting, I proposed a solution. Bring in a local expert to give a special presentation to the class. The board agreed enthusiastically. 1 week later, Dr. Elaine Gomez, a paleontologist from the State University, visited Emma's class with actual dinosaur fossils. The children were mesmerized as she explained how fossils form, how they're dated, and what they tell us about Earth's history. Miss Peterson was assigned a mentor teacher for the remainder of the year and required to follow the standard curriculum. She wasn't disciplined further, which I thought was fair.